So it's basically that the Mayan prophecy of 2012 is going to come through, and that there's actually a scientific due date on it. Like there's actually going to be an event that happens that coincides with the prediction of the end of the world at 2012. So you find out that the governments have been planning for it because they've been seeing it coming scientifically. But if they told 6 billion people, then there'd be no way to save some vestige of the human race. So it's like the character Jackson, through some inadvertent things, finds out about the plot and the government plot, and then just tries to save his family.
I knew that there's like a Mayan calendar and it will end, but I was not really aware of the significance of 2012, that it's so close. And then in the internet, we discovered there's a huge movement called 2012. And it's based on the Mayan prophecy, you know, which is strangely, they give like kind of the end of time exact date, the only culture who does that. So, and we decided, you know, to kind of use that, you know, like kind of facts, you know, for our movie, you know, because it's like, it was a perfect fit.
Obviously, this movie is very much about the gigantic, epic nature of the world, and we were also dealing with this storyline about, you know, a woman losing her father, who's also the president, about those moral choices. Do you stay with your people? Do you save yourself? I mean, these are obviously the kind of the dilemmas that are at the microcosm of the story, and that's one of the things that Roland does so well, is that he manages to make you feel both a personal attachment to the story and also, you know, kind of devastated and astounded by the enormity of the special effects.
He's really considerate as a director. Like, he told me that, I said, oh, when are we going in the tanks again? And he said, not for 2 weeks. We don't go back for 2 weeks. And then it's 2 weeks after that. And I was like, well, why are you spreading it out like that? Why don't we just get it done? And he said, do you want to go day after day in that water? And so I realized how he's so humane and doesn't want to put his crew through that.
I realized, you know, that in the disaster movie format, you have like kind of two things. You have very big images, and you have very small, you know, like kind of intimate stories. And it's a great combination, and I'm like just fascinated by that.
Tommy, our first AD, is a genius, and he is like he narrates the whatever sort of cataclysmic thing is going on. He just narrates it. So we basically stand there, and he, with his amazing, sexy Scottish accent, just tells us there's a huge airplane to your left and to the right. There's a huge meteor that's about to hit you. And then we all go for dinner and just laugh.
People can, you know, visualize the worst thing happening, some sort of release of their fears. So if you have some sort of collective psychic worry about, you know, global warming or nuclear war or any of these types of things, or then when you see it happen, maybe there's some sort of release that comes there. And I think also kind of huge government conspiracies, those things. I mean, they all sort of get your imagination going, but I don't know why people love them so much, but they do.
It's probably cathartic to kind of go through something that is really hard and gripping and then come out the other end of it in a very kind of concise, contained, safe way, and kind of have like a fake horrible experience, because you kind of can get out some of your anxiety, your free-floating anxiety.
First of all, I think like, especially lately, there's a lot of pessimism out in the world. You know, people don't think that will have a glorious future. So they're like kind of drawn to kind of end of time scenarios. And secondly, you know, the heroes are like kind of normal people like you and me. You know, like kind of, they don't have to have special talents or anything. You know, they have to only have the will to survive, and you know, that combination, I think, is the reason that people are so fascinated by it.